Breaking off, he led the way as Meriones followed, staunch as a god. And loud as the roar goes up when men cut timber deep in the mountain glades, and the pounding din of axes echoes miles away, so the pound and thud of blows came rising up from the broad earth, from the trampled paths of war, and the bronze shields and tough plied hides struck hard as the swords and two-edged spearheads stabbed against them. Not even a hawk-eyed scout could still make out Sarpedon, the man's magnificent body covered over head to toe, buried under a mass of weapons, blood, and dust. But they still kept swarming round and round the corpse like flies in a sheepfold, buzzing over the brimming pails in the first spring days when the buckets flood with milk. So veteran troops kept swarming round that corpse, never pausing, nor did mighty Zeus for a moment turn his shining eyes from the clash of battle. He kept them fixed on the struggling mass forever, the Father's spirit churning, thrashing out the numberless ways to cause Patroclus' slaughter, to kill him too in this present bloody rampage over Sarpedon's splendid body. Hector in glory cutting Patroclus down with hacking bronze, then tearing the handsome war gear off his back. Or let him take still more, piling up his kills. As Zeus turned things over, that way seemed the best. The valiant friend in arms of Peleus' son Achilles would drive the Trojans, and Hector helmed in bronze, back to Troy once more, killing them by platoons. And Zeus began with Hector. He made the man a coward. Hector, leaping back in his chariot, swerving to fly, shouted out fresh orders. "Retreat, Trojans, now!" He knew that Zeus had tipped the scales against him. A rout. Not even the die-hard Lycians stood their ground. They all scattered in panic, down to the last man, when they saw their royal king speared in the heart. Sarpedon sprawled there in the muster of the dead, for men by the squad had dropped across his corpse when Zeus stretched tight the lethal line of battle. So then the Achaeans ripped the armor off his back, Sarpedon's gleaming bronze, that Menoetius' son, the brave Patroclus, flung in the arms of cohorts, poised to speed those trophies back to the beaked ships. And storming Zeus was stirring up Apollo. On with it now! Sweep Sarpedon clear of the weapons, Phoebus my friend, and once you wipe the dark blood from his body, bear him far from the fighting, off and away, and bathe him well in a river's running tides, and anoint him with deathless oils. Dress his body in deathless ambrosial robes, then send him on his way with the wind-swift escorts, twin brothers Sleep and Death, who with all good speed will set him down in the broad green land of Lycia. There his brothers and countrymen will bury the prince with full royal rites, with mounded tomb and pillar. These are the solemn honors owed the dead. So he decreed, and Phoebus did not neglect the father's strong desires. Down from Ida's slopes he dove to the bloody field, and lifting Prince Sarpedon clear of the weapons, bore him far from the fighting, off and away, and bathed him well in a river's running tides, and anointed him with deathless oils, dressed his body in deathless ambrosial robes, and sent him on his way with the wind-swift escorts, twin brothers Sleep and Death, who with all good speed set him down in Lycia's broad green land. But Patroclus, giving a cry to Automedon whipping on his team, Patroclus went for Troy's and Lycia's lines, blind in his fatal frenzy, luckless soldier. If only he had obeyed Achilles' strict command, he might have escaped his doom, the stark night of death. But the will of Zeus will always overpower the will of men, Zeus who strikes fear in even the bravest man of war, and tears away his triumph, all in a lightning flash. And at other times he will spur a man to battle, just as he urged Patroclus's fury now. Patroclus, who was the first you slaughtered? Who the last when the great gods called you down to death? First Adrestus, then Autonomous, then Echeclus, then Paramus, Megas' son, Epistor and Melanippus, then in a flurry, Elysis, Mulius, and Pylartes. He killed them all, but the rest were bent on flight.